You're listening to the Get Rich podcast. This is not a financial advice podcast. This is a podcast with two friends talking about how to get rich. Thank you for listening. So, I had another idea.
I love your ideas, John. Let's hear it.
Okay, are you ready?
Always.
All right. We should redo / remake / do our own version of Manhunter.
The best of Canadian television?
The best Canadian show ever made.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, 100 times yes.
I just want to get rich. Get rich.
Get rich, get rich,
So I'm gonna start a podcast.
get rich, get rich,
How come no one's ever done this?
get rich, get rich.
Now it's time to...
Now it's time to get rich.
Hello, everyone. Before we get into the episode, we just need to issue a quick correction. Tyler and I say Manhunter numerous times throughout this episode. Upon looking it up, just for clarification, it was called ManTracker. Please forgive our mistake. The best Canadian television show is called ManTracker. You should check it out. But hope you enjoy.
Who are we pitching this to? Are you trying to sell me on the idea? Who are we who do we have to convince?
I mean, we just have to make it, and then the market will decide if they want it or not. So,
Okay. All right, talk me through this, John.
first, though, you want to explain what Manhunter is. It's a Canadian TV show. I don't know.
I already said all there is to say. It's the best thing that Canada has ever made.
For those of you who have never heard of this show, it was just simply called Manhunter. The premise was it was a team of two, right?
I think, yeah.
It was like two hunters and two huntees.
One hunter.
No, it was the Manhunter, and he would always have like a local guide who would be with him. It was a different helper hunter every episode.
Maybe maybe when he wasn't in his home turf.
I swear I remember. But anyways, so it was a team of two every episode who would pretty much, they had a start and then they had an end goal of where they had to reach within a certain amount of time. I don't remember the time frame.
And they had a map and a compass.
Yeah, and map and a compass. But the Manhunter, so they would get like a head start.
The Manhunter had a horse.
Manhunter had a horse. That was all he had. He didn't know where the huntees ending was. They would pretty much say, okay, the prey or huntees go.
And then they shoot a flare. There's a flare.
I think they even give them a little bit of a head start.
Maybe, but there's a flare where they start, and then that way the Manhunter knows where to start his hunt.
They let the people go, and then after a little while, they shoot the flare up, and then the Manhunter knows, okay, I got to go there to start tracking them, basically.
Yes.
And he would track them. And when he, the whole goal was he tried to find them before they reached the finish line, but he didn't know where the finish line was. Everybody should just YouTube this or find where you can stream the show. Cause
it's so awesome. Good. And it was 2 days. It was over the course of a day or two, I think.
Overnight thing? I can't remember.
I think it was.
I should have maybe watched an episode before we started doing this.
I want it to be an overnight. Look, if we do it, it's one night.
One night? So we have 48 hours.
48 hours to reach your destination.
Okay, I like that. So, of course, we would be the hunters.
I think this is going to be the only problem.
What?
Do you have innate tracking skills being 1/4 Native American?
Of course.
Okay, so let's.
Why do you even ask that question?
I'm just glad you fessed up to it. Now we know. This is like a game of D&D. We have racial attributes. Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, maybe we'll cut that. But anyways, yes. I mean, is it that hard to track people? You see their footprints, you follow the footprints. It's not that hard, I've done some tracking in the woods too with my dad when he hunts white-tailed deer, and we've had to do some tracking for those before.
Sorry, John.
If something's funny, let's talk about it. What's funny, Tyler?
I mean, if you have an innate tracking skill for being 1/4 Native American, what kind of innate skills do I have? I'll let you tell me.
I don't know. What innate skills do white 100% white people have? You gonna try to capture me or take my land or something? Like, what are you gonna do? You have innate land taking skills. Anyways,
sorry.
But yeah, tracking's not that hard. I don't think. You find footprints, you follow the footprints. I think in a few episodes, people tried to like hide their footprints cleverly, or they would like walk.
They did all sorts of stuff.
In a creek. I think one guy like put his shoes on backwards or something like.
And that I think fooled him for like a minute. But then he was like,
I think you could tell from the
pressure,
like the depth impression of like, hey, this don't look right, you know?
Yeah, and it didn't take him long, and he talked about it in a true Canadian way. He's like, well, they tried to be clever, but I see what they're doing here.
Yeah,
they went that way.
Mm-hmm. I think the majority of the time he caught them.
Yeah, very rarely did they escape.
I'm trying to remember his background. I think he was like the way.
Was he a Mountie?
I don't know what I recall and what I believe is to be true is he was like helped organizations or the forestry or whatever find lost people. Is how he like started tracking people, I guess you would say.
Can we just like make up a backstory for him at this point since we don't remember? He's former Special Forces.
Special Forces. Yeah.
You know, he got all of his training during the Cold War, practiced a lot in Northern Europe, and you know, now you know, Cold War ended, he started using his skills to track people down when they were missing. And so then they did a television show. That's now canon.
Yes, that's canon. That is the way it went. And that's how it was.
And so for us, I guess, there's that other show, that other Survivor show, where now I'm realizing we got 2 episodes of surviving, where you know, there was the hippie guy and then like the taking it too seriously guy, and they were both taking it too seriously.
Yeah, there was the barefooted hippie man.
Yeah.
Oh God, what was that show called?
I don't know, but could that be us? Can you be the barefoot one?
Well, that's more of like a 2 guys no shirts.
Almost, but now we're hunting somebody.
Yeah.
At first,
totally different premises.
When you originally said it, I thought that maybe you would be hunting me or I would be hunting you.
No, because the way I think about it in my head is there's 2 ways to make money from hunting people.
I got that.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to make money hunting people that just pop to mind. They can pay me to be hunted, you know? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Hey, I want to run through the woods and have someone chase me.
That's a good one.
And they pay you just to do it. It doesn't matter, like, I think if they
get away
won,
or not, yeah.
Did they get money?
I think so.
I don't remember. I'm not going to give them money if they win. They're going to pay me for the experience. And then, you know, you film the show, you edit the show, and then you hopefully can put it on YouTube or, heck, even get some kind of like streaming deal with someplace.
And then maybe they can get paid just for showing up.
Yeah.
A small amount, not like a grand prize for escaping.
No. Well,
there will be enough people who want to escape that they will sign up for. I would sign up for it. We talked about it when Manhunter was on. We said, let's be on Manhunter.
We did it. I think we could have won.
We'd like to think that, like everybody else who was on it, we would like to think that we could have gotten out.
We could have done it, I think. But
okay, so now we're finding people to escape us. We are the manhunters.
We are the hunters.
We are the people hunters.
And people pay us to be hunted. And then hopefully we get some streaming deal or put it on YouTube and it gets a lot of views and we get ad money or whatever.
You don't need a streaming deal for YouTube.
No, I said YouTube or a streaming deal.
Why isn't there one of these on YouTube?
I don't know. There could be.
Are you ready for thumbnails?
Thumbnail.
You couldn't see my face. He could see my face. You couldn't.
Yes, it was quite funny. But yeah, it would be fun. It would be. I think it's better than 2 guys no shirts.
Nothing is better than. Look,
so many things are better.
Of our huge listener base, of what massive. It is. A large percentage, let's just talk about it that way. A good percentage of our listener base wanted to see Two Guys No Shirts. Nobody. Okay, hey listeners, I've been bothering to put up polls and questions on Spotify. So if you're listening on Spotify, check those out. I don't want to be the only person voting on those. Not even John votes on those. It's just me.
It's not for us.
But hey, I got to vote. I want my voice heard, and so do you, listener. So do you.
Make your voice heard, listener. Answer the polls. Hit us up at getrichpod.com. Email us with suggestions. If you want to be hunted, let us know. If you want to just be involved or have any ideas in any way, just getrichpod.com. JNT@getrichpod.com is our email.
And you know what? We'll go ahead. Here's our sponsor.
Yeah. And now a quick word from this episode's sponsor.
Hi, I'm John, and I'm the proud spokesman for Swingers, the #1 brand in golf. I'm here to introduce you to Swingers' new Fourscore line of golf apparel with scientifically engineered material technology. Golf shirts to make you look, feel, and play like a pro. Our new second skin material is soft, flexible, and breathes with you. It's also water resistant and heat repellent, so you stay cool and dry while you try to get your ball in the hole. Our superior material technology will not only improve your game, but it'll make you look good while you do it. Available online or at your local country club. Fourscore. Get some skin in the game.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba, yeah. All right. So just like Two Guys No Shirts, which was a great idea, we've got the land. Like out your back door, there. I've looked it up. There's at least 12,000 acres of timber.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah. So when I first thought of this idea, I thought of just doing it. We have a neighbor who gives us access to their land. It's right next door. It's like 80 acres, but you're wanting to go. There's like
adjacent to that, attached.
Adjacent to that is how many did you say?
About 12,000, I think.
12,000 acres that we trespassed on a bunch
in high school
during our
and
high
after.
school years. I guess we could do it there and just trespass and not. I mean, there's nobody out there like looking for.
You know, the UK has rules about hiking, and I would like those to apply to me.
Yeah, but we're in America, and I don't think...
Hey, remember that time down near Tampa where those cows chased us, and then that guy got mad at us?
We also did some... That wasn't trespassing.
That was
right?
not trespassing, and that guy was
like
pissed.
Found the public land through the county website or something.
Yes, it was public access land that ranchers could use for their cattle. And that guy was pissed because he didn't think we would know that. He was like, "What are you doing on my land?" I was like, "Well, it's not your land."
Yeah, we weren't messing with his cows or anything. We were
trying to get away from the cows.
No, yeah. If no one has ever been chased by a herd,
a small herd of cows,
it's terrifying.
It's at least intimidating. We were sweaty,
scared. They could trample you and kill you.
Yeah,
like.
We had a little pond between us, and they followed us on the other side of that pond.
Like, yeah, it was a frightening moment, but I'm pretty sure out here there's no herds of cows.
That's true. There was that one emu one time, but that wasn't in that wood, in that settlement. Yeah, different story. I won't slow things down.
Hey man, if it's funny.
Nothing scarier than seeing an emu pop its head up from like the bushes when you're out running on a dirt road. That's real scary.
I'm worried about like wild hogs.
Hogs are scary, but
it's like out here there's a lot of wild hogs and coyotes. I've been out here for
the occasional bear.
Yeah, there was a black bear that showed up on one of my dad's hunting cameras. But I'm pretty sure like bears, coyotes, wild hogs, when they just hear human noises, they run away.
Yeah.
They aren't like trying to. Anyways.
But if you're being tracked by the people hunters.
Yeah, we got to come up with a good name.
The people hunters.
We can't be the manhunter.
Jon and Tyler.
It's probably trademark.
Are the people hunters. Are the people trackers. The trackers?
I don't know. Let's just go more generic.
Let's just go more generic.
I like being like gender inclusive as well.
Yeah. So
and
that's
stuff. But
we're just
people
trackers.
hunter doesn't sound good.
We're just the trackers.
Maybe we're just like.
What about? I mean, it's been right in front of us the whole time. People do hunt. They literally hunt on that land.
Yeah, people do hunt on that land. People, I think they have to pay a fee to have access to it for hunting. So we would have to take hunting season into account. It could add a layer of difficulty, though, if we do it during hunting season, I guess.
I like that idea.
Can you get from point A to point B without us finding you or the hunters that are on the land? Can us, as the people trackers, also not get spotted by the hunters?
Yeah.
But that could add a layer of difficulty. Could be fun, maybe.
And in the time since Manhunter and now, GoPros are a thing. So we don't even need the camera crew the same way that they did.
No, yeah. Pretty much strap a GoPro onto their heads and we can have our phones or some GoPros. My dad has a couple I could probably like just borrow still. And yeah.
All of our viewers will have terrible motion sickness from watching this show. All right, so
Fix that in post.
We've got the land. We've got access to the land with a layer of danger.
It's one
this
thing.
Is good.
He was on a horse. I do not have horses.
You can get a golf cart.
A golf cart.
It's stealthy.
It is like if you need to have a vehicle in the woods for going hunting or whatever, an electric vehicle is the way to go.
Yeah, sneaking up on those
engine noises, sneaking up,
and all that property back there. It's crisscrossed with some dirt roads.
You'd have to have one of those like jacked up golf carts, like 4-wheel drive.
Take the mule or something.
Take a mule.
Isn't that what you call that thing?
Oh, no, that's a
four-wheeler. Gator.
4-wheeler.
Sorry.
Is so loud.
Yeah, it is.
But that's the thing we need to figure out, though, because he had that slight advantage of being on a horse. He could cover distance more quickly. He was already starting from behind, so that was kind of necessary.
And he had to figure it out.
So, yeah, that would be something to consider, what kind of vehicle or mode of transportation we could use. I mean, there's horses, like, down the road. A bunch of different of my neighbors have horses. I could ask to borrow some of their horses, maybe. Have you ever even ridden a horse before? Like, we used to have horses when we were kids. Like, have you ever rode a horse?
Now that I'm thinking about it, I've had so much riding experience, John. I've ridden a donkey.
Okay.
I've ridden a horse in the middle of the night. Okay. And my first one, I was like 4 or 5 years old. I rode an old cow.
You rode a cow?
An old cow. Its name was Big Red. And that's not a joke. I remember my dad putting me on the top of this old cow. It was bony and big.
How old were you?
I'm 4 or 5, man. I was real little.
So you didn't like ride, like you were taking, like the cow just did what it wanted and you were just sitting on its back.
Correct. But isn't that what most horseback riding is? You just sit on its back and it does what it's going to do. Maybe that's just my experience still then.
Probably with that donkey too. They're pretty stubborn.
Oh no, the donkey was the worst. The horse in the middle of the night was terrifying because it was literally like 12:30,
I think
pitch black.
Fun.
It was in a small little area, and it was my first time, and it was not great. And it was bareback.
They can sense the fear, man. You can't let them.
But yeah, I know. The donkey. The worst part about riding a donkey sometimes is that, and the horse. No, if you're not on the horse that's in charge. Mm-hmm. And you're not good at riding horses, that's a problem. Because the horse that's in charge, if it runs, then you're running.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was a little scary. So yeah, I could totally ride a horse. I could follow your horse on a horse.
Okay, we just have to procure some horses for free. Could probably do that.
Is that the white man's innate skill, or is that back to you?
No, that comes back to my genetic skills.
Okay, maybe take that out too. Well, we'll take something out.
Nah, keep it in. But yeah, I can procure some horses, or we can just
politely ask.
We'll figure something out. We don't even have to do horses.
We'll get out there. We'll find some people who want to be chased. We'll put them out there. We'll promise them $20.
$20. No, it's more like pay us for the experience. And then if money is generated through ads on YouTube or we get a streaming deal of some sort, yeah, you can get a small percentage of that or something.
Okay. And don't get shot by the hunters.
Don't get shot by the hunters. Yeah, if you see anybody that's not us, like, don't let them see you. We don't want to get like trespassed from this land. Yeah.
Here's my pro tip. Pro tip for coming up on a hunting stand if you see it and you don't want to get yelled at. Okay? Because I've done this in the past.
That's happened to us.
Yeah. So in the past, what I have done, if I'm alone especially, is I'll see the hunting stand. I will approach it, but I'll already be talking. I'll already be shouting at it. I'll be like, "Hey, John! John, are you in? Your wife is pissed, John. My goodness, man, you gotta get home." And then the guy comes out. They're irritated, but they're also kind of laughing. They're like, "Oh man, John's in trouble, huh?"
Yeah, so I think the better approach would be if you see a hunting stand to just stay away from it and just be quiet. Perhaps.
Oh, well.
I remember you, too, like, when we used to, like, be in the woods at twilight or sunset, you'd start clapping.
Yeah, I gotta scare the animals away.
The animals are already not around us, man.
Twilight's awful because you can't see anything.
But no, I think this could be a good, like, really good idea. We wouldn't make a lot of money, like get rich from.
Then John,
no,
what is even the point? This podcast.
Let me finish.
I gotta finish. No, I gotta do it. This podcast is about getting rich, John.
Yeah, and I was gonna say we wouldn't get rich off of the people paying us for the experience. We'd get rich from the potential virality of a YouTube channel or a streaming deal of some sort. So yes, this has potential to make us rich if it's a hit show. We're not going to make a lot of money just from the people giving us the money to like for the experience. So, but it has potential to get us rich if it's
maybe.
All right. Of my ideas could get us rich.
Look, I think this could be fun. I'll give that to you.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. It could make us rich. I'm telling you, man, this is a really good idea.
Thanks for listening to the Get Rich Podcast. Go to our website, getrichpod.com, or email us at jnt@getrichpod.com to let us know what you thought about an episode or to submit episode ideas. If you really want to support us, subscribe to our Patreon. You can find us at patreon.com/getrichpod. Subscribers will have exclusive access to vote on ideas we try, access to videos of us doing the ideas, as well as weekly bonus content. Thanks for listening.